Alright, Garuda Prime is out, and that means we get to talk about her. And of course I have in fact put in a Forma to make some of her builds, so let's get into it. Here we are in a simulacrum with Garuda Prime. So let's unpause these crop the heavy gunners. We're gonna use Bloodletting to get some energy, Blood Altar to get a bunch of healing out. Yep. Alright, let's do that. And now we get to deal with these guys. Hoya! Charge it up, charge it up, charge it up, bam! And that has of course always been the case with someone like Garuda Prime. So let's have a quick look at the build that we're using for Garuda Prime herself. And this is the build that we're using with Garuda Prime herself. It is a one Forma build, and this should be really straightforward. The main thing is that I'm using Blind Rage in order to maximize the amount of healing that I can get from Blood Altar, because as a health-based Warframe, you're naturally just squishier than shield-based Warframes like Mag or Hildren, etc, etc, etc. And to offset the efficiency loss from Blind Rage, we're using Streamline, which of course will result in a lesser loss of energy regeneration from Bloodletting. Basically, without Streamline, you go from using Bloodletting 3 times to regenerate your entire energy pool to 4 times, which could mean a difference. Otherwise, if there is another mod that I want to use, I might actually replace Streamline. We'll just have to see. Otherwise, the rest of this build should be really straightforward. Health-based Warframe, Natural Talent, Stretch, Prime Continuity. Prime Flow, of course, being very important on someone like Garuda, because the amount of energy that you get from Bloodletting is a proportion of your total energy pool. So, Prime Flow, very important. Otherwise, I'm going for Cunning Drift as an excellent slot. That's just to maximize the amount of range that I could get from my Blood Altar. Let me know in the comments what you would use instead. And Steel Charge is there because why not? Growing Power is also a good choice, but at this point, because I'm using Blind Rage, is probably overkill. And also for the Arcanes, I'm using Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian, because I don't need Energize, because Bloodletting exists. Let's have a quick look at the Talons as well that come with Garuda, because Garuda Prime does have her own Talons. We're going to go up against some shield enemies, and my shield enemy of choice is going to be Anti-Mowers. Significantly high shields, but they don't have a whole lot of health. This is just to demonstrate what I use these Talons for. The Talons and the Talon build that I have on Garuda Prime's Talons, it serves a purpose. Okay, it serves a purpose, and that purpose is to just deal with shielded enemies. Particularly shielded enemies that have no armor. So there are some shielded enemies that have armor as well, so that's going to be a little bit different. But the idea is that Garuda Prime herself can deal with armor really easily, and her Talons will be there to deal with shields, because Slashbox don't go through shields. So let's have a quick look at the build that I'm using for Garuda's Talons, and this is the build that I'm using for Garuda's Talons. Basically, it is a Toxin build. Standard. Going for a crit stat hybrid build, so that's why I'm using Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds. Yes, they got nerfed, but it's fine, whatever. And then of course we have 2 Toxin mods. Prime Fever Strike, because I believe the weapon actually came with a dash polarity to start off with, which basically meant that Prime Fever Strike was really easy to put in. And then of course we'll go for a 60/60 Toxin mod, so that we have extra status chance as well. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. What do you think about Garuda Prime? Is she living up to your expectations as a Garuda player? Let me know in the comments. One thing that is extremely important to note is that Garuda Prime's Talons actually have better stats than Garuda Regular's Talons. So that's of course a huge bump up, and I think that actually is a step away from the usual shenanigans when it comes to exalted weapons. Of course, one can argue that Garuda's Talons are technically not an exalted weapon, but at the same time they kind of are. I don't know, we'll just have to see. Hopefully this is a change that happens with the rest of the exalted weapons, because I really feel like exalted weapons could use a bump up mainly over their regular versions, because the idea that, for example, Artemis Prime and Artemis Regular having the exact same stats and therefore essentially doing the exact same damage, yeah, that's a bit strange to me if you ask me. Basically, the bump up in stats for Garuda Prime's Talons, as opposed to Garuda Regular's Talons, is a bit more critical chance, actually a lot more critical chance, a lot more status chance, and some critical damage increased as well. On top of, I think the base stats have also increased in terms of the just raw damage as well. So basically, they're a lot stronger. So that's of course going to be really, really cool. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what all this is in the comments below. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy this. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Warframe content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
30 seconds left.